the war still messes up your life to the point when you don't really know who you are and what you care about. No matter how good your situation was, it's still the hardest thing you can go through. My name is Alisa Soboleva. I'm a 19-year-old student from Ukraine. And I lived in Kiev my whole life, up until 4 months ago when I was forced to move because the war began.
Луганский народный республика. Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции.
Масштабной війни залишається епіцентром протистояння.
This area was controlled by the Russians.
Ебать, видели?
Привет, Лёва!
Привет.
Иди сюда, Лёва! My life hasn't felt real since the war began. Like, it feels like my life, my real life, is what was before the war, and what's happening now is just like a dream.
Yeah. Стесняешься?
He's looking for the cat. He now has a weird attachment to our cat when he doesn't let him his head. I definitely am lucky to be privileged considering normal Ukrainian lifestyle. I think I live better than that financially. We didn't have to think about how can we afford a place to stay. I'm just talking to one of my friends from here, asking him to help me out with the translation regarding buying the train tickets because he speaks Polish and I don't. And nobody here speaks English. Since the war began, I live in Warsaw with my mom, Anya Tsukanova. She's a journalist with an international news organization. My father, Igor Sobolev, is a former politician. He fought Russian forces near Kyiv as part of Ukraine's territorial defense.
She's very smart, she knows lots of things, and she's very sensitive about what people are doing and why they're doing it.
Okay. Dzień dobry.
Ticket, what do you want?
Like second class, second class, all of them in one, this cabin.
And you go 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Normal ticket?
Yeah.
On one hand, I understand perfectly that she wants to go.
Okay, so we just got the tickets. The complicated part is somewhat done. 3 more days, we're leaving. Yeah, I'm really happy about it. Let's go.
What's hard is this feeling of being uprooted. You had a life, you had a home, you had a work, you had a family, you had plans for future. And now you're just in the middle of something. Poland is a great country, it's very friendly, and we will be eternally thankful for the way they received Ukrainian refugees in this war. But I can't help feeling lost.
Living in exile felt like being stuck. It's like you're constantly waiting for something to happen, for the next stage of life to begin. But it never happens, so you still feel stuck. first 2 weeks in Poland were so hard, like mentally. I didn't start to build a life because it just feels wrong, because it feels like my life is still here, even though it's really not. I just arrived to Przemysl, which is really close to the border with Ukraine. And the next stop for me is Lviv. Hopefully in a couple hours I'll be there. Доброго дня. Так, зараз ми тоді, я завантажую це все в багажник. Для документалки, їм треба, як я в машину сідаю. Так. That's so okay. Okay, just tell me when we can. I can go? Yeah. So we just crossed the border. And all the signs here are in Ukrainian, and I don't know, the little things around the Ukrainian radio, the Ukrainian SIM card being back, I just... So right now I'm waiting for the oil to be changed in my car. I don't really know what happened to this car in the last 3 months. And as soon as I'm done with that, I can head to Kiev. This is the first gas station where I could actually find some gas and also no hour-long lines. So that's great. This situation with getting fuel is pretty complicated in Ukraine right now. Night of the 23rd, my parents thought that something was about to happen and they told me to get the train tickets. The war has begun, the life that we knew is basically over. In less than an hour, I left Kiev. And that's probably the clearest memory I have from like the first couple of, from the last 3 months. While I was away, Russians bombed many parts of Kiev. They also bombed towns to the north like Bucha and Irpin. They finally withdrew, but they left behind destroyed buildings and lives.
We saw each other before the war, definitely, but it's impossible now even to recall because this is another life. My position was between Irpin and Bucha. We defended the bridge between these two small towns. The whole Russian army was withdrawn, you know. It was my first military experience.
I'm really happy that I'm gonna finally see him. I haven't seen him since like probably over 4 months because I haven't seen him like a week or two before war.
Actually, I was very happy that she could leave the country. Kyiv was under attack. Russians were trying to encircle the city I was fighting, and I was very happy to think that my love is in a safe place.
Дякую. Сядемо поки що. Давай тут поки що.
Знаю, але типу, ми бачили заправки, де фактично нема черги,
Нам кажуть, що ти тільки по карткам. Я не знаю цю систему. Я там зі своєю прес-картою така, що я тільки заїхала в Україну, зі мною движуть, мені дуже треба, я фіксер. 10 літрів вициганула.
Да?
Так. І побачили під Києвом, прямо на Житомирській, типу, ну не знаю, може кілометрів 30, повністю пуста заправка. Поліна, краще подружка, пам'ятаєш?
Так.
В Парижі. У них, до речі, в квартирі вікна повибивало вже кілька місяців тому. Вони біля Виноградаря живуть. Подружки з універу, більшість попереводились кудись. Being home can be weird when you don't have your friends with you. Most of them left because of the war.
Proud is the right word. I am very proud of her. And I do have a lot of hopes about her.
It doesn't really matter how good your situation was in the peaceful times. When the war began, it was, of course, harder for some people. I don't even compare my situation. And I'm not even talking about people from Kharkiv and Mariupol, because what they went through was just so terrible. But even if your life was good, it still messes it up so much that it's the hardest thing you can go through. I want everyone to be able to live a normal, peaceful life, including myself. I want the war to end. My way of helping my country and helping my country became one of the most important things in my life, is to get a good education and return here with that education, with that knowledge, to help the economical system, help the political system, hopefully, to change something for the better.